Shalom, Yahweh Shemi Al Thumb, Yahweh Shamar Thumb by Shemi Al Shai to the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana. We've been teaching the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American the truth since 1969. We are not affiliated with any other group or organization.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And today, I'm Priest and Officer Kala, and I'm here to teach you the law class today. And what we're going into is what is sex according to the scriptures.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're going to go ahead and also bring out adultery and teaching the little ones. You know what I'm saying? So today we're going to start with Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 28 to 29. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm bringing this out is because I see it every day. Women with multiple men sleeping with brothers' wives. You know what I'm saying? And y'all teaching nothing but the wrong ways for our children to go. So we're going to go ahead and start that with that one. You know what I'm saying? The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, if a man finds a woman that's single, that's essentially what virgin means. Virgin means a single woman. You know what I'm saying? Which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found. So if a man finds a single woman and he go ahead and spit fire to this woman, he sit there and spit his game that he got, you know what I'm saying? And he pull her and he go home and they bed each other, you know what I'm saying? And then they be found. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
That's right.
The man sat there and got found, so now he has to pay the father a dowry for wedding his daughter. You know what I'm saying? And she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her, and he may not put her away all his days. So he had to pay the dowry because he already had laid with her. He bedded her. That means that she became his wife. You know what I'm saying? Because sex is marriage. That's what I'm bringing out in these scriptures today. So he has to pay that dowry because he married this woman, and he cannot get rid of her for nothing unless she sit there and do something out of pocket, like sleeping with another man. You know what I'm saying? Which is adultery. But we're gonna go ahead and keep talking about this because sex is marriage, and the only way it works is when a natural born man and a natural born female lay with each other, or as known as have intercourse. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say it this way is because people nowadays are out there getting sex changes and doing things that go against what you are. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you sit there and get that sex change, what you were born as is what you will be as throughout your life. It doesn't matter if you change it or not. You know what I'm saying? All you did was just get rid of the important parts because you felt like you didn't love yourself. I'm here to tell you that was wrong. That was dead wrong. You should never have done that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's this, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go to Leviticus. Slide, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. It's going to be Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. having a sex change is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because now you done had that sex change. As a man, you turned into a false woman. Okay.
That's right.
Now you thinking that it's okay as a man as a person that was born a man to go and have sex with another man. Okay. Or a woman to sit there and go ahead and get that change, and she thinks she's a man and she goes to get done with the female. You know what I'm saying? In the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13, okay, it says, if a man also lie with one of mankind as he lieth with a woman, if a man sleeps with a man like he would a woman, it doesn't matter if he had the sex change or not. If you sit there trans, or you know what, one of the alphabet community, okay, if you one of them, if you a man and you lying with a man as you would a woman, they shall, both of them have committed an abomination. An abomination, let me go ahead and get you that definition of abomination, okay, because apparently most people don't understand what that means. Abomination is simply something that's disgusting, something unpleasant, okay. The word of abomination is a noun, and it is a thing that causes disgust or hatred. Another word could be used for it is an atrocity, a disgrace, a horror, loathing, and hatred. Those are different words that can be described as what's going on right here. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting act to have a man lie with another man, or a woman lie with another woman. Know what I'm saying? And it says, they shall surely be put to death. Why do you think AIDS and all these other diseases is so high in the gay community? It's because it's an abominable act that is being done, which it goes against the Most High. He doesn't like it, so he's going to put him to death. That it's a death sentence to go ahead and be what you think is right, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Let me put it in a different way. Trans and gays having sex with the same sex is hated. It's looked down upon. It's disgusting. Okay? And it's nothing but a death sentence. Okay? And it says, their blood shall be upon them. You know what I'm saying? That's the diseases that's taken over. That's the afflictions from sitting there having sex with the same sex.
That's right.
Because it even says, one of the scriptures, I'm paraphrasing, the scriptures say to go forth and be fruitful, meaning go forth and have babies, multiply. You know what I'm saying? You can't multiply with, okay, you can't get electricity out of a socket with another socket. You can't get a plug to plug another plug. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you a different kind of scenario so you'll get a better understanding of what I'm saying. Only way you can get the things like electricity to your outlet is if you plug that plug into an outlet. You know what I'm saying? So plugging a plug in an outlet don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? You still need each other to have babies.
That's right. And
Go ahead.
it was a chick I used to go with that she was talking all out of her mouth, saying, you gonna die and stuff like that, and saying that stuff to me, but I just kept on pushing, kept on going, and she is not my wife no more because I caught her in the bed with somebody other dude, and thank God to me because she was in the bed with some other dude, and the Lord blessed me.
Right.
The Lord blessed me. So uh, the you could get what you could get whatever the Lord dish out.
Right.
And
See what I don't want to just said right there is going further into my topic. You know what I'm saying? All the way down the line. I was going to bring that up a little bit later, but he brought it out. That's heavy. You know what I'm saying? He found his woman with another man. That woman has committed adultery. And I'm going to be bringing out adultery later on down the line in these this class topic, okay? You know what I'm saying? But that is a good thing to bring out. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But there's another thing that happened to me once. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was messing with this little shorty. You know what I'm saying? And she was shy at first, and then I brought everything out of her. And then she left me for a woman.
Oh, that's a sin too.
Right. And I'm sitting there like, what did I do? Did I do something like it put something on a man's mind? Like, what did I do to make you go gay? You know what I'm saying? Was I bad or was I good enough to make you not want to go to anybody else?
But she could have been with a spirit,
Right.
a bad spirit, and she gave in. She gave in to the spirit.
Right.
You didn't do nothing.
Right.
You didn't. It was. You could have said, "Babe, I love you," and she could have took that the wrong way. And
Right.
but the spirits on them gets to them,
Right.
and that make you go sleep with another man or another woman or man and woman.
Right. No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 1 second,
you get what is you get what is taken out. You get what the Lord give you. But the Lord didn't give you a person who sleeps around.
Right.
He gave you somebody that somebody to love and somebody to trust. But she gave into that spirit, and she gave into that spirit and go fuck with the woman.
Right. Like doing that, like she thought it was gonna hurt me or something. It may have messed me up a little bit because at the time I was a young man and didn't know anything. You know what I'm saying? And then when it happened, and I was like, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? But now I'm in the truth. I have a rib. You know what I'm saying? And she is a true pillow of rest for me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she may be a little irritating, but that's my rib, and I'm gonna go ahead and care for her. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to raise her up to be a righteous princess in the truth as well.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I pray all brothers get them a righteous woman.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get back to it. What was we at? We was Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. So like the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. Meaning, this brother took the mother and her daughter, which you can't do that. That's not even going for the daughter. after you done had the mother is just wrong on so many levels. You know what I'm saying? If you with the mother, now you have to raise that girl up to be a daughter. You know what I'm saying? Don't go sleep with the mom and then go, oh dang, your daughter fine too. Let me go ahead and have you. You can't do that. That's not right. None whatsoever. And it says it right here. And if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. Oh, I think I had that backwards. He got with the daughter and seeing the mama was like, dang, now I see where you get it from. Let me go ahead and get that. You know what I'm saying? Which I've seen brothers do that in the world. That's not right either. Either way it go. You shouldn't be with the mother and the daughter. You either be with the daughter and look at the mom as like your other mother and see that she has a husband. If she's single, you go ahead and get her a brother. Find her a man for her to have. Be happy. Don't wed her too. You know what I'm saying? It is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you. Ooh. That's another way to say he's going to die, right? Know what I'm saying? They shall be burnt with fire. It's another thing that's worthy of death. These things that I'm giving you are worthy of death. A man lying with a man, a woman lying with a woman, a man sleeping with the daughter and the mother. And if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast. Look, for this to be put in the scriptures means that it has happened before. And we all know that there's nothing new under the sun. Know what I'm saying? What's done before is going to be done again. So that means that there are people out there sleeping with beasts. And it is worthy of death. You know what I'm saying? We're going to drop that and we're going to go ahead and get the Genesis, right? We're going to go to Genesis chapter 24, verse 67. You know what I'm saying? And this is just reiterating the fact that sex is marriage, okay? Because if it wasn't, then I wouldn't be teaching this class. You know what I'm saying? The book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 67. And Isaac brought her unto his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. Isaac took the woman into his mother's tent, and he laid that woman. He bedded that woman. He took her to bed, and she became his wife. So after they was laying together, they became husband and wife. Okay, and he loved her. Oh, slacking. And she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. She became his wife, and he loved her. He did what a husband should. He taught her the ways of being a woman. You know what I'm saying? Even though she pretty much was raised that way, right? It's like I'm not like I'm saying like he took her as a wife, and he taught her to be his how to be his wife, pretty much. Okay, and he was comforted by the fact that his wife is a righteous woman, and now he's comforted from after his mother's death. His mom, I guess his mom passed. I'm not guessing. I know his mom passed. It's like, but the main point that I wanted to get out right here is that Isaac took Rebekah and laid her, like he bedded her, and they got married. Okay, like again, this is another way. Like we like I'll always say. I say this to my wife all the time. You're my wife, and I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna go ahead and teach you the ways that needs to be taught. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what needs to be done for you to be the wife that is needed to be. Just like any other brother would if they was to get a rib, they would raise and teach their wives to be the wives that they need, for them to be the pillar of rest that they need. You know what I'm saying? If I'm having a long day outside battling these dang on devils,
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? I want to come home and not battle a demon that's on my rib. I want to come home and have some rest. And the only way that'll happen is if you teach her the right way. If you love your wife, because according to the scriptures, love is teaching the commandments. You know what I'm saying? Let me, you know what? Let me go ahead and get that. Okay. Yeah. Slide. Bear with me. It's First John chapter 5, verse 3. The book of First John, chapter 5, verse 3. There we go. So, what is love? Okay. Love would be, we're going to go to 5 and 3 in First John. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. For the love of the Most High is keeping his commandments, following the law, statutes, and commandments. So if I was to sit there and tell my wife, I love you, which I do, I'm going to go ahead and sit there and teach her what I know and still learn and teach as I go along. You know what I'm saying? And build her up the righteous way. But yeah, so we got to find out what love is according to the Bible. The love of God would be to keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. It's not hard. Grievous means hard. Hard. So it's 24:67. Slacking. Bear with me. Bear with me. And it says, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Okay, he took her as a wife. Now we're gonna start to go towards fornication. Okay, because we did go over Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. And if you're new to come into class right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get that for you. I'm gonna go ahead and go over it again for you. You know what I'm saying? The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Just so you know, this isn't the only time it's been mentioned in the scriptures. This is mentioned multiple times. Okay. But yeah, so that's going to go ahead and start going into the topic of what I was going into, which is fornication. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get the book of Jude. This would be a lot easier to just do it this way. The book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Sodom and Gomorrah, which is Sodom and Gomorrah was in practice of what I was talking about earlier. Men having sex with men, women having sex with women, people having sex with beasts, men lying with the woman, his wife's mother. They did abominable things throughout, you know what I'm saying? And they were put to death. They were slaughtered. They were killed off, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to go ahead and focus on fornication, okay? If you look up fornication, it says fornication is an unlawful sex act, okay? Let me an unlawful sex act. Let me get the rest of it. Oh, that's hilarious. It doesn't even want to pull it up now. Fornication is a noun. Sexual intercourse between people not married to each other. That's what it says right here. But that is not what fornication really is, because the Christian church, Catholic movement, or whatever you want to call it, they changed things to what they needed it to be. Like, they wanted you to sit there and believe that a man can't have multiple wives and women can only have one husband throughout their lives. You know what I'm saying? And so they changed it to unmarried people, when in fact, if we get into fornication, fornication is adultery, and is a type of, for that it'd be it's a Greek word. It's called porneia, which is porn in the English terms. You know what I'm saying? But in the Greek word, it's the Greek word of porneia. Porneia is a Greek word that means illicit sexual act, and it is translated to fornication. You know what I'm saying? And fornication is adultery, and it is a type of sexual act. Okay? That's men sleeping with married women. Women stepping out of your relationship to go ahead and have sex with another man. That is a form of fornication.
That's right.
Men having multiple wives is biblical. You know what I'm saying? Because it even says, I'm paraphrasing, that 7 women will cleave unto him. You know what I'm saying? A righteous man. Let me go ahead and, you know what? Let me go ahead and get that one. Let me get that one too. You know what I'm saying? It's Isaiah chapter 4 and 1. And in that day, Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. There we go. The book of Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name and take away our reproach. You know what I'm saying? 7 women walked up to that man and was like, look, I make my own bread and I make my own garments as long as you give me your last name. You know what I'm saying? These women came to that man. That he just took on 7 wives. You know what I'm saying? And it says, in that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing for that to happen. That man just gained him some wives that he needed. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you like this: we should be teaching the little ones the right way to grow up. We shouldn't be teaching them the word what the world is teaching the kids nowadays. They got homosexuals and transgenders coming into schools teaching our little ones that it's okay to do the things that are unbiblical, non-holy. It is an abomination, abominable acts. They're telling kids it is okay for you to be gay, just like me. You know what I'm saying? They're telling our kids, you know what else they saying? That our kids, I've heard this a lot, that I can't call myself straight. I have to call myself cisgendered or I offend the alphabet community. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I'm not going to sit there and call myself cisgendered. It sounds gay to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I mean, back in the day, I used to think a sissy was gay. Now I got to call myself cisgendered? No, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and say I'm a heterosexual male, and my kids are going to grow up to be a heterosexual male, and my women are going to be straight too, okay? My little girls is going to be straight too. They're going to learn that they should have one man as their husband for the rest of their lives, and my little boys to go ahead and grow up and have multiple wives, but he has to learn to sustain them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go ahead and go with Proverbs 22 and 4, 22 and 6. So, it says, the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. It's telling us to teach our children the right way. So when they get older, they can pass it on too. Okay? And so once he gets older, he's not going to depart from it. That means he's going to go ahead and take heed to what you have taught him throughout his life. And then he's going to pass it on from generation to generation. So as he gets older, he's going to keep to it. And now his kids and his kids, his kids and his grandkids, which would be your great grandkids, will be learning the same things that you taught them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there we go. He's going to go ahead and teach them the same things that was taught to him when he was growing up. You know what I'm saying? And you know what was taught to him? We're going to go ahead and figure it out. It's in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29. Jeremiah chapter 29, 5 through 11, okay? And it goes, build ye houses and dwell in them. Build you a house. Find you a place to stay. Get you a dwelling, okay? And dwell in them and live in them. That's what he's saying. Get build you a house or find you a house and live in it. And plant gardens and eat the fruit of them. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as go forth and be fruitful and multiply. Take ye wives. Look, wives is plural, not singular, it's plural. Wives with an S. And beget sons and daughters. And take wives, again, it's plural, for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, and they may bear sons and daughters, and that ye may be increased there and not diminished. Okay, he's telling you to go ahead, go forth, be fruitful. Make sure you have wives, your sons have wives, your daughters be married to their husband. You know what I'm saying? Be fruitful, multiply, so your generation will last long. You know what I'm saying? So teaching my son, hey, bro, you gotta go ahead and get you some paper. First, you gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't walk before you crawl. You gotta learn to crawl before you walk, and you gotta learn to walk before you run. Because if you try to skip steps, you're gonna stumble and fall. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna teach my kids, just like he's gonna teach his kids. And everybody else in the UPK is gonna teach their kids to go ahead and go forth and be fruitful and multiply. You know what I'm saying? We're going to teach our kids to go the right way. We're not going to teach them to go astray. We're not going to teach them that it's okay to be gay. We're not going to teach them it's okay for you to go sleep with another man's wife. We're going to teach them, hey, you should never eat shrimp, crab, pork, or lobster. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and teach you all the things that are lawful and what the Most High wants. Because, you know, the scripture said, for the love of God is to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? And if you keep the commandments, so I can bear with me. The book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. I'm going to go ahead and go back to that one. All right. The book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. Okay? Keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. So, if I'm doing the commandments and I'm learning them, I want my son to learn them. I want my daughter to learn them. Okay? That way, my son can go ahead and go forth and teach his little ones. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter can find her a righteous husband that can teach her little ones the same thing that is being taught by her father and her father's father. You know what I'm saying? I want, like, I'm pretty sure Ottawa over here, he's going through it. He's teaching his child because he has a kid. I don't, not yet, possibly. But he's teaching his child. He's teaching his daughter to be a righteous woman. You know what I'm saying?
You got 2 kids.
You got 2 kids. I didn't even know that. Dang, out of one. He got 2 kids, boy and a girl, or 2 girls?
Boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl. I bet you did say you had a son. It's like, I bet he's teaching them the right ways to go. As a man of the Lord, as a priest and prophet of the Most High, he is teaching his kids the right way to go. Okay? And I'm pretty sure they call you for advice and questions and things that you got to give them. Know what I'm saying? That right there makes me happy because I know somebody is going to call like, hey, Pops, what was that scripture again? For the unclean animal that you ain't supposed to eat. You know what I'm saying? And you, boom, there you go. That would make me happy. I'm pretty sure that makes him happy to hear his son or his daughter ask that question.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go ahead and get we're gonna go back to Jeremiah 29, 5 and 11. All right. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, chapter 29, slide it. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, 5 through 11. Build ye houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them. Take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there, and not diminished. I want my kids. I want the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to pretty much go forth and multiply. You know what I'm saying? I want them to have kids that needs to be raised up because that's more of my people to love. You know what I'm saying? That's more of my people for him to love. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it also says the Most High chose us not because we are multiple in numbers, but because we are in few. You know what I'm saying? I want my people to thrive and be loved by the Most High again. You know what I'm saying? I want our people to go the right way instead of the wrong. And for that to happen, we have to follow his law, statutes, and commandments and do them. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and get 1 Corinthians chapter 7, 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? And for us to do that, we have to teach them as well. And what I'm teaching my son is that you need to go for it, get your stuff together, make sure you have a house, and make sure your wives is taken care of, and then you have kids and bear fruit. You know what I'm saying? And so their kids can have kids. You know what I'm saying? And teach them the same way I'm teaching you. So the book, and for my daughters, this is what I'm gonna teach you. You know what I'm saying? In the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 1. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Okay? Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. Okay? Go ahead, Alan.
You see it say wives and not wives. I mean wives, but not wife.
Right.
Because um him the man has more than one wife, and it says that in that verse.
Right. A man can have multiple wives, but the woman should be with her husband.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There's no plural to that. That is just a husband.
That's
you know what I'm saying? You sit there and cleave to that man. That is your husband. And the due benevolence is doing marital things for a couple in the marriage. You know what I'm saying? It's for you to go ahead and be a wife to your husband, and your husband go ahead and be a husband to your wife. Well, wives. If you want one wife, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But if you want more, it's lawful. It's not unlawful. I think I've already pulled this out. Okay. We're going to go ahead and jump back to Leviticus chapter 21, chapter 20, verse 10. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to go back into adultery. Okay, so we just sat there and talked about teaching our little ones the right way to go. Now we're going to go back into adultery and what it is. Because before we already went into it, we confirmed that through definition of the Greek word porneia is a Greek word that it means illicit sexual acts, and it is translated to fornication, and fornication is a form of adultery. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get the Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 10, and it says, "And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife." Ooh, look right there. I ain't even got to sit there and tell you that adultery is a man sleeping with another man's wife. It says it here. It says, "And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death." It's a death sentence. Again, it is another death sentence for a man to sleep with another man's wife. If that woman sits there and if you asking her, you spitting game, and you go, "Are you single?" And she says anything other than no, I would take that as you still with somebody. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting there and no, it's complicated, or we still live together, but we not together. I've heard that line. I've heard, "Oh, I thought you was just looking for a friend." You know what I'm saying? I even asked the woman in the beginning, like, these are the three questions I normally ask. What's your name and nationality, of course, according to your father? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your nationality according to your father? And she's gonna, so first you go, "Hey, my name is Officer Kula. I'm with the ISUPK. And she introduces herself. "You mind if I ask you a couple questions? Hey, do you have a husband? No, what's your nationality according to your father?" She'd be like, she names one of the 12 tribes. "Most High in Christ." I got a second question for you. Are you married, or are you with a man? Are you by yourself? You know what I'm saying? If she tells me something along the lines of "it's complicated," or "we haven't touched each other in a while," or "he's more like a friend now," I'm gonna take that as a sign as you are still married, and I'm going to say shalom, peace be with you, Lord be with you. Know what I'm saying? Lord be with you, and walk away. But if you tell me no, I'm gonna go ahead and keep spitting game. Which happened to this specific individual. I asked her, and she goes, "No." I was like, "Cool. Is it cool I get your number and we can go ahead and get to know each other?" And then a couple hours later, as we talking, I asked her a second time. I always ask the second time, "Are you sure you single? Do you really not have a man? Why are you single?" You know what I'm saying? And she goes, "Well, I didn't know you was looking for a relationship. I thought you just wanted to be a friend. I don't think I don't think my man will like that." Woman, you trying to get me killed. You know what I'm saying? Either way it go, I'm not about to sit there and commit adultery. I'm not about to sit there and be pushing on another man's territory or turf or whatever you want to call it. Because that man could go ahead and kill me for talking to his woman, or he tried to fight me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to do that. One, because that's not a manly thing to do. Is talk to another man's wife. A manly thing to do is to get your own wife or your own wives that are single. You know what I'm saying? But it says right here, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10, "And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death." Man came home, you sitting there, you messing with that man, and he come home and he see you. I know this because I'm a man too. If I see my woman with another man, I'm gonna have a look. You know what I'm saying? Who's this? Oh, he's just a friend. Yeah, okay. If he's just a friend, tell him to go. You know what I'm saying? But either way, go, my rib ain't gonna sit there and bring another man around and be friends with him. You know what I'm saying? She would know, hey, I can't be doing this and sitting there talking to this other man right here. Because my husband, he's a man of the Lord, and he already explained to me what adultery was. And I don't want to sit there and be in risk of losing my husband or be put to death. You know what I'm saying? So she goes ahead and ends that. She doesn't even acknowledges the fact that there's other men out there trying to holler at her. You know what I'm saying? And right here is confirming that adultery is a death sentence. But here in America, they want it to suit their own needs, right? So adultery is a woman stepping out on her husband, or a man sleeping with a married woman. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's smiled upon. It's worthy of death. And I pray you don't want to die just over some twat. I'm trying to be as clean with this as possible. I'm not trying to die over some taking stuff. You know what I'm saying? Over somebody else's stuff. I want my own. And I'm a very selfish man. Once I have my own, it's my own. It's no one else's. Just like his own is his own and nobody else's. Hey, I may introduce my wife, and mostly what my brothers would do is they would greet my wife as like, "Hey, shalom, sis, how you doing?" You know what I'm saying? But they keep it cordial. They would treat her as his sister, but not as somebody like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know what I'm saying? No, we don't do that around here. We go ahead and we sit there and be brotherly to our brothers and not do that at all. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you don't understand what I'm saying, or if you have any kind of questions, you can ask me, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. If I don't know the answer, I will go ahead and get that for you. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, in this topic, I wanted to let it be known that sex is marriage. All right. And what it means to be married. You know what I'm saying? And how to raise up our little ones. Like, there's a lot of things that you could teach your little ones, like the dietary laws. You could teach them the dietary laws. That's something that you can do. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I despise, and I see it all the time, is women out there who think they're independent and they can go ahead and do bad all by themselves, and they have multiple baby daddies. I'm sorry to say this, but you right there are a harlot. You are not what they are talking about in the scriptures. Out there selling yourself to put food on the table is not a good thing to teach the little ones, because the little ones, they sit there and they see what you do as an adult. Kids are like sponges, clean, unfiltered sponges. And you, Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian woman, man and woman, are dirty water for them kids to soak up. And they can't filter it out and clean it. So now they're just soaking up the dirty water. and it's contaminating their pureness. Okay. Now my kids are not pure. They're dirty. They learned that, hey, it's okay to have multiple baby daddies. It's okay to go to the strip club and shake my behind for a little bit of change. You know what I'm saying? I just seen a video on not Facebook, is it Instagram? Instagram, okay? Instagram. And it said, and she was sitting there talking about, I am a whore now. I'm selling my body for money. If I seen that as a father, I would be disappointed and hurt it. I would probably sit there and have a stroke looking at the video of my daughter sitting there talking about, hey, I'm a hoe now. You know what I'm saying? That right there, that is, my people need to learn that that's not okay to teach the children. And me, I'm all about protecting my people, and most of all, the children, because they are the ones that I have to raise and teach, so they can teach the rest of what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. You just stop being that dirty water. Go ahead and go get purified. Come to the truth. Come to the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and learn. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of my favorite scriptures to go to is the book of Zephaniah 2:1. No, no. That's one of them. Let me get it for you. But like I said, my people out there, they out there smoking weed. That's you teaching your child to smoke, that smoking weed is okay. It's not. That is a punk, weak thing to teach them. You are teaching your child to be weak. I want my kids and your kids to be strong. Come into the school and learn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my favorite scripture of all time is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me go ahead and get that out for you. And that is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, my people are destroyed out there smoking crack, selling crack, smoking weed, selling your bodies. You are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because you don't know any better. You don't know that you are the Most High's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? You are destroyed. When I was back in Oregon, I went to a Subway, right? I went to go get me a sandwich. I always get the same thing when I go there. I get me a Philly cheesesteak with ranch and mustard. I can't have mayo. But when I got there, there was a sister. She was making my sandwich for me. The woman was so high, she couldn't even keep her head up. She was nodding off, putting salt and pepper on steak. You know how messed up you have to be at work? I understand, yes. Slaving is not something that you want to do. I understand. You know what I'm saying? It has to be done. But you came to work high. And I see some of the brothers and sisters with the pain behind their eyes when they get high. You know what I'm saying? I understand the reason why you are sitting there doing that, because what I don't know, what's that scripture where What is it? Wickedness make a wise man cry? No. Hold on. It's Salahi. A wise man mad. Okay. The book of Ecclesiastes in your Bible. You know what I'm saying? The book of Ecclesiastes. One second. Chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Right here in that scripture is saying like the oppressed people, the so-called blacks and Hispanic people and Native Americans. I didn't forget you. I'm just trying to shorten it so I can go ahead and get on with it. You know what I'm saying? Oppression. The oppressed people is the so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. And it's making you mad. And I'm not talking about mad as in anger. I'm talking about mad as in insane. It has driven you insane. It also correlates with the book of Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed. Again, you already know who my people is. I sit there and make that a point every time I speak. I know you know who I'm talking to, and you should know who I'm talking to. And I'm gonna tell you, it's the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. You are being oppressed, and it's making you go insane because you have no idea of what's going on. These two scriptures right here are my favorites because I can see it. I see it every day. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in the way you walk and how you talk to people. You can be having a bad day and you sit there and take it out on your own people when they ain't had nothing to do with what happened to you while you up there slaving, or you sitting there in the hot heat. Your dang on boss, excuse my language. Your boss out there making you work extra hard. You know what I'm saying? Now you got this dog on your face and you pissed off at the world, and your brother just so happened to accidentally bump you. Or didn't even say thank you when you opened up the door for him and you trying to be kind. You know what I'm saying? Now you got an attitude with this brother for no reason at all. You know what I'm saying? You're insane for sitting there getting upset with him for that. And so what y'all do is y'all take to alcohol and drugs and sex with whores. You know what I'm saying? That's not the right way to go. Look at Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You don't have the knowledge to sit there and say, Shalakia, bro. You did bump into me, but you know, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You good? You good though? You all right, my brother? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's all a brother needs. I went to Walmart to get some stuff, right? And I seen the brother. And the look in this brother's eyes, you can tell this brother was in pain. And you know what I did, out of one? I stepped off and was like, "What's like it, bro? You all right?" You know what he said? He's like, "Nah, man. I'm going through a lot, bro. I'm trying to fight for my kids, but I might be losing my job because of me missing days for going to court." It's like, dang, bro. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and you can go ahead and vent and talk to me if you need to. You know what I'm saying? We can sit here and talk it out. You tell me what's wrong, and we'll sit there and see what we can do to help you out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, dang, bro. Out of mind, like, I don't know why you did this for me, but I'm glad that you did. You know what this brother said to me? He was like, I'm grateful that you talked to me because I was planning to end it all. Like, damn, are you serious? Like, I understand that you going through a lot, bro. If you need help, go ahead and reach out to the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I gave him all the information and everything. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, to be honest, I just needed somebody to talk to. Sometimes that's all it takes is somebody to talk to. And the priests and prophets are out here sitting there doing the work of the Most High and trying their best to teach and sit there and give counsel to brothers just like him. You know what I'm saying? Just like him. Because I understand where he's coming from. I was once like that when I was younger. I was going insane. I felt like everything was crumbling around me and everything didn't go the way it was supposed to. And I felt trapped. And the first thing that came to mind was, let me go ahead and go. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and go try to go get some money some type of way so I can make sure my family got something to eat. My family got some toilet paper or something. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have, I grew up and there was a time I didn't have lights or water. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I did? I got out there and I was trying my best to get what I could and do what I can. And I came across a brother that talked to me just the way that I talked to that man. And the funny thing is, that brother that talked to me, come to find out that he was my father's older brother. And I never knew him. You know what I'm saying? I never knew this man until he gave me his name. I was like, dang, that's crazy. My father's name is the same. I was like, but they call him the third. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you talking about light skin? You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's my baby brother, bro. I was like, nah, get out of here. I'm his son. He's like, I didn't even know the third had kids. Like, they called him the third. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, where's your father? Why can't he teach you the things that I'm telling you now? Why can't you go and talk to him? I was like, to be honest, my father told me something that made me even worse than what I am now. That man said something that no child should ever hear. And that was, you're a mistake. That hurt. You know what I'm saying? Right. I know I'm not a mistake. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for that brother right there, I probably wouldn't be here. Just like if it wasn't for me, that brother would probably be gone too. You know what I'm saying? I went back up there to that Walmart. He was still there. And every time I see him, he'd be like, hey, man, thanks. Like, he just called me the other day and was like, hey, man, I got my son back. He's like, Most High in Christ. Now you need to go ahead and come to the school. Get in class. Dressed in all black. You know what I'm saying? I got another brother that was out there in Oregon. He left and went to Arizona, but he still calls me. It may be randomly, but he still calls me. You know what happens? I answer the phone because why? I am a priest and prophet of the Lord, and I am to answer my phone whenever you call so I can give you the counsel that you need or the guidance that is needed for you to advance to where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes my advice is still the same. Come to class. Fight them demons. You know what I'm saying? I got to fight demons. He got to fight demons. Everybody has demons that they have to fight. Just come to class and we'll fight them with you. That's what. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do as brothers in the UPK. That is brotherhood. Brotherhood is a weapon. You know what I'm saying? And we should be together. Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desire. Shalagi. I'm paraphrasing. I don't even have to. But gather together. Do what you can. Come to class. Come to class, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see y'all here. Just like that brother, he's still in class. He moved to Mexico. But guess what? He still comes to class. You know what I'm saying? He just got him a new rib. He just got out of a coma and everything. You know what I'm saying? But he's Tawab. He's up and up. Shalom, Adawan. What's that in Christ? But yeah, it's that simple. Just come to class. Do what you guys to go ahead and be the best you that you need to know how to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I can. Trust me. I'm doing what I can. We all fighting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like I said in class today, sex is marriage, and the only way it works is when a man that's a natural born man and a woman that's a natural born woman get together and copulate or have coitus or intercourse or whatever you want to call it. I'm just trying to make it PG as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? because sometimes it's kids that be watching this class. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to sit there and be like, oh, this man is very vulgar. You can't teach that, man. You know what I'm saying? Got the goddamn devil sitting there like, oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna report him. You know how many TikTok pages I done went through? I'm on my third one now. I've been in Facebook jail so many times. I'm a convicted felon on Facebook. As soon as I post something, it community guidelines immediately. It doesn't even give me the option to sit there and post anymore. Community guidelines has been violated. Yo, what did I do? All I said was you wouldn't eat wheat bread with white stars in it. You know what I'm saying? So why would I want my women to be messing with the oppressor? I'm gonna teach my children that they should be with their own people, which is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? I have to, because if I don't, who will? You know what I'm saying? I know you would, because you're the same as me, and I'm the same as you. You know what I'm saying? We are one body. And only way you can be one body is if you come to the truth and learn to be one body. You know what I'm saying? We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We are not affiliated with no other organizations or groups. You know what I'm saying? And we sit there and we stick together because we are brothers. You know what I'm saying? And I need kind. And, you know, there is something that the Ottoman that used to teach me would say all the time. You know what I'm saying? All the time. And when I first came into the school, he would give me Hosea 4:6, Ecclesiastes 7:7. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll tell you, like, my people are destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And then Ecclesiastes is surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. So my people, yeah, I understand. You are destroyed and you are insane. And the only way that you can get over that insanity is the best way you know how. But I'm going to give you another option. Put down the weed. Put down the drugs. Put it down. Stop sleeping with other men's wives. Stop sleeping with another man after you've been married, women. You know what I'm saying? Women, like I said, stop sleeping with another man after you already have one. You are married to that man for life. That is your husband. You love him through his faults, just like he will love you, even though you get on his nerves. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but yeah, so I'm gonna tell you like this. So that those two scriptures right there were the main two that he would always give me. He'd be like, this is the reason why we do this. The reason why we are out there teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is because they are destroyed. They are lacking in knowledge. They need the knowledge and the know-how to go ahead and better themselves. If we are not out there to teach them, then what are we gonna do? What are they gonna do? They're gonna go ahead and continue selling their bodies. They're gonna go ahead and keep smoking weed and crack or drugs or whatever paraphernalia that you want to call. Know what I'm saying? And they're gonna go ahead and be wanting to commit suicide on the daily. Why? Because oppression maketh the wise man mad. It makes them insane. It drives you insane. I can see the insanity every time I talk to a brother. I can see it. And you know what happens? It saddens me. It saddens me to see that my people need help. They know they need help, but they just don't know how to go about getting it. So I put my boots on and I put on my dang on war scarf and my dang on warlike apparel. And I go out and I battle and I bring my people what they need. I give them the medicine of life, which is the law, statutes, and commandments. If they want to live, then they would follow it. If they don't, Lord be with you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say is Lord be with you. But I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm only here for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indian people. Okay. And one of the other, the third scripture that he gave me was Ecclesiastes 12, chapter 12 and 13. You know what I'm saying? And before I get to that, you know what I'm saying? I want to take this time to say that if we didn't love our people, we wouldn't be teaching this to you. We wouldn't be showing you what is right and what's wrong. We wouldn't be telling you to teach the little ones how to go about living their lives. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't teach them that you should go ahead and go to Jeremiah, you know what I'm saying, to show them the right way. We wouldn't tell you that Jeremiah 29, 5 and 11 would be the right way to tell your son and daughters, you know what I'm saying, how to live. Like, again, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 5, says, build ye houses and dwell in them. Make you a home. Tell your kids, make you a home and live in them. Make you a house that's livable. You know what I'm saying? And plant gardens and eat the fruit of them. You know what I'm saying? Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, and that they may bear sons and daughters, and that ye may be increased there and not diminished. Teach them the right ways to go so that they can go ahead and go forth and prosper, bear fruit, and your generation can stay strong and long and strong. Pause. Your generation can last a lifetime, and it'll be a strong generation. Why? Because they're being taught the same things you're teaching your children, to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna bring into the last thing that I wanted to let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? The scripture that he gave me was the book of Ecclesiastes. You know what I'm saying? The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. This is the conclusion. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to hear. The conclusion. You do understand what a conclusion is, right? It's the ending of and the problem, the answer to all the problems that you need answered. You know what I'm saying? This is the answer that needs to be given to you, the same answer that was given to me. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. Number one, fear God. I'm gonna tell you, my name in English means his armor. I'm very protective. But there is something that I am terrified of. You know what I'm saying? And that is the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High can just like that, and you dead. You no longer out here teaching your people anymore. You gone. You what did Thanos do in that movie? He snapped and half the population was gone. You gone. You can't teach them no more. There's nobody there that you can teach. You're in the ground. Now, I don't have any kids yet. I don't my generation stops with me. You know what I'm saying? It stops with me. I wanted to build a generation, but I know that if I don't do the work of the Most High and do what He asked of me to do, I can die at a moment's notice. You know what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters, and they have their own afflictions and their things going wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? But they are still here doing the work that the Most High has ordained us to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you again, I'm going to start from the top. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Let us hear the solution. Let us hear the answer to all things that you have questions of. Fear God. Be terrified. Be shaken when you hear that name. You know what I'm saying? What did he say? He was shooketh. He was shooketh with fear. You know what I'm saying? He was scared of the Most High's anger. He was scared of the Most High, period. And keep His commandments. Remember, I went over it earlier. For the love of God is to keep His commandments. You know what I'm saying? And His commandments are not grievous. His commandments are the law, statutes, and commandments. Hence, that's why this class here is called law class. You know what I'm saying? For this is the whole duty of the man. You know what I'm saying? For this is the whole duty of man. This is your job. Is fear the Most High and keep His commandments. You know what I'm saying? Again, you teach in Proverbs 22:6. You have to teach the children the right way to go. And that's Ecclesiastes chapter 12:13. Fear God and keep His commandments. You know what I'm saying? That's your whole duty, is to teach them. You know what I'm saying? Out of what? If you didn't fear the Most High, would you be in the truth?
Nope.
I'll be still out there doing the worldly things that I used to. But no, I fear the Most High, just like this man feared the Most High. We in the truth, teaching you, because we know we got to get this stuff done. You know what I'm saying? I fear the Most High like I fear my father. My father sit there and be like, hey, boy, what I tell you? Get your stuff together. I'm slacking, sir. I'm a grown man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. You know what I'm saying? Again, fear God, keep His commandments. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.